Welcome back to my channel. In this video, you're going to learn how to solve quadratic equation by extracting square roots. Now, we know that the standard form of quadratic equation is ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, wherein a, b, and c are real numbers and a cannot be equal to 0. So, bakit hindi pwedeng maging 0 ang a natin? Kasi pag ang a natin ay 0, mawawala na yung ax squared. So, hindi na siya quadratic, magiging linear na. So ngayon, ang ating b and c ay pwedeng maging 0, but not a. Okay? So now, what happen if the value of b is 0? So if the value of b is 0, it means that we have 0 times x, which is 0. So ang mangyayari, mawawala yan. Mawawala ngayon ang middle term natin. So what we have now is ax squared plus c is equal to 0. Okay? Or you can have ax squared is equal to c. Now, in this case, wherein b is 0, and we have this, ax squared plus c is equal to 0, we can solve this quadratic equation by extracting square root. So we're going to use the square root property. Okay? So, ano ba ang square root property? Ang square root property says that if x squared is equal to c, then x will be equal to positive and negative square root of c. Okay? Ibig sabihin, meron tayong dalawang values ng x dito. Yung isa ay positive square root of c, at yung isa naman ay negative square root of c. So, bakit? Kasi di ba dito sa given na yan, para ma-solve natin yung x, meron tayong x squared is equal to c, right? So, extract lang natin yung square root para makancel itong exponent na 2. Makakancel yan. So, ngayon, pag kinuha natin yung square root, laging dalawang value yun, positive and negative. So, x is equal to positive and negative square root of c, whatever that c is. Okay? Whatever the constant inside here. Now, if the value of c, here, if the value of c is greater than 0, pag ang c natin ay greater than 0, then magkakaroon tayo ng 2 real solution or solutions. Magkakaroon tayo ng dalawang real numbers na solution if c is equal to 0. Now, ano naman ang mangyayari if c is equal to 0? Pag c is equal to 0, meron lang tayong one real solution. Okay? Dahil square root of 0 is 0. Wala nang positive and negative doon. Okay, but what happen if c is less than 0? If c is less than 0, it means negative. Di ba wala namang square root yung negative? Unless, i-convert natin siya ngayon sa imaginary number or imaginary solution. So dito, if c is less than 0, then there are two imaginary solutions. I'm going to show to you kung paano yung imaginary solutions na yan. Okay, later. So now what are we going to do is, we are going to apply this square root property to solve for the value of x or to solve for this quadratic equation. Okay, so erase natin ito. Dito ngayon, number 1 natin, meron tayong x squared is equal to 9. So to solve for x, applying the square root property, we're just going to extract the square root of both sides of the equation. Mawawala itong exponent na 2. Okay? So x is equal to positive and negative. What is square root of 9? Positive and negative 3. So meron tayong values, dalawang values ng x is equal to 3, and x is equal to negative 3. So yan ang ating solution. So we have two real solutions here. Okay, what about number 2? Sa number 2, mayroon tayong 4x squared minus 16 is equal to 0. Now, pwede nating diretsong kunin na or pwede nating i-reduce yung ating equation kasi multiple of 4 siya. Pero dito, mag-divide by 4 pa rin tayo. 0 pa rin yan. So, ito magiging x squared. 16 divided by 4 magiging 4. And then, ito ay 0. Okay? So, now, apply now the squared property or lipat muna natin itong constant sa kabilang side. So, magiging positive 4 siya. Okay? Transpose this to other side. Negative, magiging positive. Then, extract the square root. X is equal to positive and negative 2. Okay. So, there. Mayroon ulit tayong dalawang solutions dito na kung saan they are real numbers. They're positive 2 and x is equal to negative 2. Okay, what about number 3? Tingnan natin ang number 3. Okay, so number 3, 25x squared minus 8 is equal to 0. So, ganun pa rin ang gagawin natin dyan. Lipat muna natin sa kabila. 25x squared is equal to positive 8. Okay, itong negative na yan, negative 8, lipat natin sa kabila. Then, pwede tayo mag-divide. Divide natin both sides of the equation by 25. So, dito ngayon, meron tayong x squared at dito naman 8 over 25. Okay, now, kunin na natin yung square root na yan or apply natin yung square root property, magiging x dito at ito ay magiging positive and negative square root of 8 over 25. Now, pwede natin i-simplify ito. Pwede nyo paghiwalayin. Square root of 8, then square root of 25. Okay? Pwede yan, pag division, pag nasa loob ng radical sign, pwede nyo paghiwalayin. Okay. So ngayon, ang gagawin natin para mas madali, itong square root of 8, hindi siya perfect square, di ba? Pero pwede siya nating i-simplify or rather as a product of two numbers wherein one is a perfect square. This is 4 times 2, that is 8. And square root of 4 is 2. So we can bring that outside the radical sign and what is left inside is square root of 2. So ngayon, okay, baba natin. So, we have x is equal to, sa numerator natin, meron tayong positive, negative, 2 square root of 2. And then, sa denominator natin naman, meron tayong, what is square root of 25? That is 5. Okay? So, ngayon, we have now two values of x. The first one, x is equal to positive, o kahit hindi nyo nalagyan, positive 2 square root of 2 over 5. And then x, yung first solution natin, yung second solution natin, magiging negative 2 square root of 2 over 5. So, yan. Okay? So, pag hindi siya perfect square, kailangan nyo siyang i-simplify. Okay, next. Okay, look at number 4. Okay? Sa number 4 natin, ang given natin dito, tingnan natin. Okay, so we have here x, quantity x plus 4 squared is equal to 16. Okay, now look at this one. Right away, we can apply the square root property. So, pwede na kagad natin kunin or extract yung square root ng both sides of the equation para ma-eliminate natin yung square or yung 2 doon as exponent. So, ngayon, we have x plus 4 is equal to square root of 16 is positive negative 4. Okay? Now, we have here x, paghiwalay natin, meron tayong x plus 4 is equal to positive 4. Sa kabilang side, x plus 4 is equal to negative 4. Then we can now solve for the value of x. X is equal to 4, lipat sa kabila yung 4. So x is equal to 0 in this case. Sa kabilang side naman, x is equal to negative 4 minus 4. Magiging x is equal to negative 8. Okay? Now, you want to try number 5? For number 5 here, we have x minus 1, and then we have 4. So, ganun pa rin ang gagawin nyo. Kaya nyo yan. Okay? So, extract na natin yung square root of both sides. Maging x minus 1 is equal to positive and negative 2. So, again, yung solution natin, x minus 1 is equal to 2. Then, x minus 1 is equal to negative 2. So, paghiwalayin natin. Then, x now is equal to 2. Lipat sa kabila, magiging plus 1. So, x is equal to 3. Here. Dito naman, x, lipat sa kabila yung negative 1, maging plus 1. So, x is equal to negative 1. So, ganun lang kadali kung paano mag-solve ng quadratic equation using or by extracting square root. But hindi naman kasi lahat pwede nating isolve in this method. Okay, now look at number 6. Sa number 6 natin, okay, erase natin yan. Sa number 6 natin, tingnan natin yung value of c natin dito. Is equal to negative 16. Negative. Okay, ang c natin ay negative. Ano nga ulit mangyayari? Meron tayong dalawang imaginary solutions. Okay, now, imaginary, meron, as the symbol is I, which is actually equivalent to negative 1. Square root of negative 1. Okay? Now, if you're going to extract the square root of both sides of the equation here, okay, gawa tayo panibago. Okay, dito ngayon sa side na to magiging x, pero sa kabilang side ay magiging square root of negative 16. Eh, wala naman tayong square root ng negative 16. 'Di ba? But instead, ang gagawin natin siyang product ng positive 16 times square root of negative 1. Okay? Kasi di ba ang pag nag-multiply tayo, multiply lang natin na sa loob ng radicals, yung radicand natin, magiging equivalent dyan. 16 times negative 1, that is negative 16. Okay? So ngayon, ang gagawin natin, kunin natin yung square root ngayon ng ating ito, 16, square root of 16, which is positive and negative 4. Then, square root of negative 1, wala tayong value, but ang equivalent niyan ay I. So, times I. That's why we have two imaginary solutions here. Now, ang magiging value ng x natin dito, the first value of x is 4i, or positive 4i, at yung second value of x natin is negative 4i. Okay? So, that's how you're going to solve in case that the value of c is less than 0. You will have two imaginary solutions here. Okay? So that's all in this video, and if you haven't watched my video about solving quadratic equations by completing the square, please watch. Madali lang rin yon. And see you in the next one. Bye!